What's up with y'all, man? For those of y'all on Instagram, TikTok, whatever, I know in my last vid I said I was gonna take a break from social media, which I have. Shit's off my phone. But in the past, it's only been like 2 days or something, I think. Something like that. Bro, I have reached I've gained some new insight and knowledge, man. And I feel like I gotta share this with y'all right now rather than holding on to at least this. Like, I know I should like meditate on it first, but it's like I already feel it, like I already understand what I've just did my research and everything on. So I gotta go a little more in depth on all of this, right? The reason why this whole world is the way it is, and that explain how it's not your fault that you I don't know what that is, bro. Anyway, that you know what I'm saying, struggle with whatever you struggling with in this life, bro. It's not your fault. Whether you've been blinded, you've been lied to, you've been manipulated your entire life, okay? It's not even your parents' fault. It's not their parents' fault, and so on, okay? Now, why do I say this? First, I gotta give y'all a little bit of a story time, I guess. Not really, but something like that. Basically, for me, with this whole spiritual thing, this whole spiritual journey I've been on, like my whole life, it's been knocking at my door. And when I say knocking at my door, it's like all these signs been placed in front of me, in my head, all this stuff. I've been like through situations time and time again where it was like, yeah, I gotta change something. Like I felt like basically I wasn't spiritually aligned. I wasn't aligned with myself. And when that happens, your soul literally does anything to get you to like turn around and open your fucking eyes and see what is going on and what you need to do to get yourself aligned and get yourself right. So, dog, earlier I was at work. When I'm at work, what I try to do is just meditate. You can meditate anywhere, anytime, bro. You just gotta get to that level of controlling your mind. You feel me? So I can meditate with my eyes open. You feel what I'm saying? I can meditate while I'm walking. I can do anything. You feel what I'm saying? So I be sitting up there. I like to try to be still because that's like a big part of it. Like it's easier in a way. So I just stand up there, like that's basically my job anyway, to just stand there and look tough, bro. Anyways, I be staring at the wall, start meditating. Sometimes I might have to breathe a little bit because it gets a lot of commotion there, man. Like, be a lot going on. People walking in and out, all type of shit. So I might have to do my breathing. But anyways, I'm sitting here and someone was telling me, because I had been reading this book called The Book of Changes, the Yi Jing, because I was trying to learn more about Qigong and stuff, and that's like a big part of it. It has to do with like divination, which is like the telling of the future or something like that, and how the world works, weather and nature and all that. But I was going through that junk for the past few days, and it's like, bro, like, I don't know, the guy who translated the junk and redid it and put his insight into it, I had just started reading it, so I'm still going through the forward, which is like the beginning part of the book where they're talking about why they did it or why they wrote it and all that extra stuff. And bro, he just talking too much. So I'm like, yo, at a certain point I was like, I gotta switch it up for a little bit. I can't keep trying to like force myself through this. Like, okay. So I remembered that I had a dream earlier, which was last night or this morning, whatever you want to call it. I usually wake up at like 5 in the morning, so some shit like that. And I write down my dreams. So this dream I had, the beginning of it, I remember explicitly something about, oh shit. It was in my notes. So basically, all I remember from that portion of it was that something about telling me to read the book of Daniel from the Bible. It didn't say to read it, but it just said something about the book of Daniel, and then it said, hold on, I'm about to go. I read something about the book of Daniel and something about how important it is to be black or something. I don't know what it, like, you feel me? Right? So, the rest of my dream was some other shit, but that, like, really stayed with me for the rest of the day. And I remembered, I did stop reading the Bible because my whole thing, even though I was a Christian, I'm not anymore. I'm not religious, none of that, like I told y'all. My whole thing before, because I was trying to figure all this stuff out, was I need to go through every religious text that I can. Obviously, not all the subdivisions of Christianity and all Catholicism. I wasn't going to do that. I was just going to go from the most popular, whatever, get all my insight from each Judaism, blah, blah, blah. But I didn't end up doing that at all. It just took its course on its own. Things started changing once I started going within. You feel what I'm saying? So I have found out, because of TikTok and shit, a lot of this shit went down. Because like I said, when the Epstein Files dropped shit, I was on TikTok a lot. I was just receiving a lot of information. My whole feed changed. I told y'all that. So they was talking about the apocryphal texts. Basically, the apocryphal texts are I believe 14 books that were removed from the entire story of the Bible. Okay. That blew my mind when I found out about that. Now, obviously, I knew that they changed it and all type of shit, but I didn't know they got rid of specific books. And that really made me think, okay, nah, I definitely have to read these now, because I've read like almost the entire like basic like New Testament, Old Testament, whatever, but I never really like grasped it fully. And I felt like it was because of those missing texts. So I had started with the book of Enoch. That's like the first one you should read. After you read like Genesis, I think 1-6 or something like that. You don't got to, but I'm just saying, like, there's an order to this. So that makes it make more sense when they talk about certain stuff. It aligns and you understand what they're talking about. Because like I said, they hid stuff, so you don't know what the fuck some of the shit that they're saying is. And a lot of it is like misconstrued and altered and edited so they could, kings and all them folks back then, but they that's what I'm about to talk about, bro. Them evil motherfuckers. So basically, bro, in the book of Enoch, it literally explains why everything is the way it is. I had already started reading it months ago, like a few months ago when I first started getting back on my shit, but I didn't finish it. I was like, bro, I gotta start getting my mind right, you know what I'm saying? And thankfully I did do that, because before I understood it to an extent, but I didn't fully understand that. Okay, you get what I'm saying? So what do you call it? Like I said, I had the dream, whatever. When I was at work meditating, I thought I had to take a shit, okay? So I told my my coworker I'm finna go to the bathroom. I went to the bathroom. Soon as I start, getting ready to get on the toilet, all that, you know what I'm saying, preparing, I look at the time, 2:22. Now, if you don't know, angel numbers are very real, bro. You ain't gonna understand that. You ain't gonna start seeing those until you lock in. You gonna see them all the time. That means your angels, your ancestors, whoever, they with you and they communicating to you. They telling you that you're on to something or you need to change something. it's like it's just messages, bro. So I see this junk, and I'm like, okay, but I didn't, you know. And like I said before, I was thinking about the whole Book of Enoch thing, and I was finna start reading that junk. So I did before I went to the bathroom. Now I picked up where I left off, but I was kind of like a few pages back into what I already read. So I was like, oh, okay. But yeah, do. I'm on the toilet, bro. Nothing's happening. I don't have shit. So I'm just sitting here. Next, I start going like this. I start falling asleep. Mind you, I got 8 hours of sleep last night, bro. I always go to sleep early as shit. I don't play around about my sleep, bro. So I wasn't tired. I wasn't sleepy. And bro, I'm there, and I dead ass start falling asleep. And then the next thing I know, this shit happened to me multiple times now. I get it's like a quick like burst of visions. So I started seeing it. So then I don't remember it. At a certain point, I'm just, you know what I'm saying? All of a sudden, I hear my name out my right ear, and I wake up, and I'm like, yo, the fuck? Mind you, before I left to the bathroom, I forgot to add this. I forgot to say this. There was a ringing in my right ear, like a slight ringing. When you ever hear like a short ringing in one of your ears, at least in the right ear, I know for a fact, that's also communication, okay? They're trying to communicate to you, your angels, your guides, ancestors, whoever, all the same for real. They're trying to communicate with you, bro. So, or somebody speaking good about you. But it happened like mad times around this entire sequence. So when I got up, I was like, all right, yeah, it's time to go, bro. I've been here too long. I go wash my hands wherever I get out. I go back. As I'm walking back, my ear starts ringing again. Then I go back to my post. I start reading again. I start reading the shit. The Book of Enoch. My ear starts ringing again. Now, as I get through it more and more, it's literally explaining. I'm gonna simplify it a little bit. There were fallen angels, bro. Okay? These angels, these angels, bro, they were meant to obviously look over the human beings at the time and do good for them, protect them. Instead, one of them decided to ask God, yo, can we go down there and like really like talk to them type stuff, like not just guide them from a distance, basically. And God's like, yeah, go do that. Now, they went down there, and one of them said, oh, let's teach them all this stuff about weapons, war, sex, makeup, how to eating animals and shit. All this, bro. It's all this bad stuff. And then once that happened, they started lusting after some of the human beings, like some of the women, and they had sex with them and made children. Now the children did not come out normal, because you got to think about it. They are angels, and these are humans. So they basically, if you want to call it, if you want to think like Greek mythology and shit, they created like demigods. Now, on top of that, what's it called? Oh, they had sex with animals too, bro. They made kids with animals. Once they did all this, what came out were giants. And there's evidence of giants all over the world, bro. You can look this up. You gotta do your research, man. Don't just go off what I'm saying. Go do your research. Meditate on it. Get your own interpretation. Now, these giants started wilding on Earth. All the humans were now, like, their eyes had been open to evil and shit. Before, everything was chill, everything was happy, everything was good, but their eyes had been, like, they got their innocence taken, basically. Now, after that, there was a guy named Enoch. He was a part of, like, what the Watchers were supposed to be like. They're like humans. They were supposed to, like, look over the humans and give them a little bit of guidance and stuff. But he wasn't really like an angel. He was still like a human. He just had the wisdom from God within him. That's where we come in, humans, bro. We have God within us for this reason. The light, the divine light is inside of us. Now, look, the Enoch, he told God, like, yo, no, God seen it. He said, yo, they're like, what is this? He told Enoch, yo, tell them, the fallen angels, all of them, they're done. Like, y'all fucked up. Y'all not gonna ever, like, ever live a good life ever again. You're getting banished. Like, y'all are getting sent y'all getting sent underneath. Y'all getting locked away forever and ever. It's over for you. And you only gonna be able to roam the world as evil spirits. And that, you know what I'm saying? You following me, right? Evil spirits. Now, when Enoch, God told Enoch to tell him, because God said, I'm not even communicating with them no more. I can't even speak to them no more. So once Enoch told him that, they got tight. They started throwing rocks and shit. But God got Enoch up out of there. You feel me? Took him up to heaven. Now, he told Enoch, yo, write all this stuff down. All of it. Everything. Everything that I showed you. Everything that the real, like, angels show you, like the ones who are still real, right, with God and stuff up there. There's like a lot of them at that time. They showed him all the heavens. They showed him the whole earth. They showed him everything. They told him everything, all the secrets of the world, all the secret knowledge. They told him, put this shit in the books and the tablets, make these the heavenly tablets, whatever. Write all this stuff down. And they also said, like, the evil people, the evil spirits, and these so-called kings and, you know, all the idols and stuff, they literally said they're going to write books misconstruing the words of God. They're gonna lie. He said that, bro. They're gonna lie. But they ain't gonna be able to, like, take away the true word of God. Like, it's gonna be in there for those who are meant to see that shit, bro. You get what I'm saying? Okay? They said everything. Like, he said, yeah, the whole thing about, oh yeah, all those evil sinners. He ain't talking about, because if you read, like, the New Testament and all that stuff, it say that we're born sinners and all that, but he ain't talking about us. This is why I'm saying this is not nobody's fault. They try to confuse everybody, bro. He ain't talking about us. We're inherently born into this because we are born into these bodies. The ego, this is the darkness of us. Inside of us is a great light, the light of the divine, the light of God. Now listen, right? Bro, it says that all these sinners and stuff, all these folks who doing this junk, they gon' get theirs. They ain't never gonna be able to reach heaven. They don't have that inner light. They don't have that. And the lot of them, like, they are descendants of the giants and the watchers, bro. They have these evil spirits within them. That's like that's basically their life force. Our life force is the real energy, the divine light of God. Their life force is just the evil spirits that comes from the watchers and them, the fallen angels. You feel what I'm saying? And basically, to like sum it all up, bro, like I said, none of this shit is your fault. Okay, you have to understand that you need to get right. You need to forgive yourself, bro. Forgive yourself for everything that you've ever done and let it go, because it's not your fault. Now, once you do that, you'll be able to truly go within and rebuild that connection to God that is within you. You feel what I'm saying? And once you do that, you'll start to see again. That blindfold gonna come off. You're gonna see everything for what it is. Now, you don't, like, the whole idea of like killing ego, and I was like, you don't need to fully kill your ego, because that ain't gonna happen until you actually set full separation happens, when the body dies and your spirit goes on, your energy goes on, and you reach the divine and you go up to, you know what I'm saying? But you gotta learn to tame it. You gotta control it, bro. And when you control that bit, cause the shit weak as hell, bro. That's what I'm trying to say, for real. The ego weak as hell. All this dark shit, fucking government, they don't got no control, bro. It's just folks giving them power and making them like idols and gods. Y'all gotta stop worshiping these false idols and gods. All these people, these celebrities and all this stuff. Y'all gotta stop worshiping these false idols, bro. There are some that are actually not inherently bad, but like most rich people, bro, they not right within. They living off of all of this fake shit. It's not real. It's not real happiness. You know what I'm saying, bro? This video already too long, so I mean, I'm gonna just say this. Like, I'll talk more about how you can really learn to tame the ego and shit. But really though, I think I should end with like more on what I was just saying, like the government and all these, brother, y'all are the ones giving them power. All these sleep people. I'm not gonna say y'all, because I don't know if it's y'all. I don't know what y'all do. But the people who are asleep and are controlled still, who are letting their ego control them and not controlling it, y'all are giving power to the bullshit, and that's why it makes them seem like they're so big and so scary and you can't touch them. Bro, they weak as fuck. They living off of us. Why do you think them niggas killing kids and drinking and all this other, like, bro, doing all this official shit? Why you think they doing that, John, bro? They need that. They need us to live. That's why they haven't, like, bro. Just listen, bro. Everything is energy. We have the divine light. We have that real energy within us. They need that junk from us, because they can't live without it. They can't take nature. They can't take the sun. That's why. That's why they be doing all this weather change and shit. That's why they be talking about global warming, and they trying to cover the sun, bro. It's not. Dude, the sun heals you, bro. And I'm talking from my own experience, bro. It clears out all that shit. It make your skin glow. It make everything, like, it helps you, bro. The sun is not bad for you. I don't care what race or anything you are. The sun, you can get sun. You just have to have the right intention. You have to align with your soul. You have to eat right, all that. Because the shit, like, if you eating bullshit or you thinking bullshit, it's gonna show. And I learned that the hard way a few years ago. Because I'd be sunbathing and shit. Now I started getting spots on my skin and shit. But that's because I wasn't taking care of myself and I wasn't aligned with myself. Ever since I've been doing this shit for the past few months, I haven't gotten none of that. The sun has been making me heal, bro. Dead ass. But, bro, like I said, the reason the government, all these folks be seeming untouchable is because there's too many people asleep. The more people wake up, the more they see, they just like the opposite of wolf in sheep's clothing. They sheep in wolves' clothing, bro. Like, they weak as hell, bro. They not even sheep. I ain't gonna lie, bro. When you, bro, fuck them, bro. They weak as shit, bro. That's all I gotta say, man. I'm gonna make some more videos, bro. Explain the rest of this joint, bro. If you got questions, just let me know, bro. You can talk to me, bro. Keep it on it. Lock in with yourself, bro. Forgive yourself. Go within, you know, meditate and all that. Try to eat as good as you can. Get in nature. Get some sun. And just keep it going, man. I'm gonna catch y'all though.